We are at Zygote Press. So this is a print studio. It's a communal shop. We offer space to a bunch of artists. And the way I found out about this place, I went for undergrad in Bowling Green, and they let me use the studio for about a year after. But then after that, I was kind of out of a space to like make prints. So this is the closest, largest studio that offers all of the processes that I like explore in printmaking. Kind of went on a limb and moved out to Cleveland and have been here ever since. I started as an intern and then worked my way up into shop tech. I took on some other things here, but it's really important to me to like continue to work in the shop. The processes it offers is like intaglio, screen print, lithography, monoprinting, riso, and letterpress. So that's a large amount of printmaking processes. It's a green studio, so I'm sure you know what work hazards are a real thing. So like, it's nice to be in a place that's hopefully gonna cause me less cancer.
That's always good.
Yeah.
That's always good.
Yeah, so
it's a priority.
Yeah, good work environment, lots of processes. That's why I'm here. Yeah, actually, I've never done. It taught me a lot of things, but process-wise, I've never done letterpress in school. So everything I learned from and riso. I've never done riso or letterpress before coming to Zygote. Or polymer plate. So me and Shadi from the 961 Collective got polymer plate up and running in the shop again, which is a new way of letterpress printing. So instead of using like lead or wood type, you're using like this polymer that you can like use a photo process so you can make whatever image you want, and then print it like letterpress. And Shadi and Wendy and other artists here have taught me everything I know about letterpress pretty much. And that's wild because in school I feel like that would be like such an expensive like program to get into, and like a lot of times it's affiliated with graphic design, so it's like a separate like learning experience. Like here I was able to learn the way that I wanted to, like kind of take what I needed.
At your own pace?
More of just like, it was more geared to my interests. Like I'm more on like the mechanical side of the letterpress, like, and like the process of the polymer plate, like that's more up my alley, like the technical aspects of it. If I were to take a class, I feel like it would have been a lot about like typography and like things like that, which is still interesting. It's just I'm more a hands-on person, so like I'd rather just get in there and do it, and I feel like I've been able to do that here. And then with riso, we got a riso pretty early on, and the shop manager that used to work here, Anna from Empress Editions, all these plugs, great artists. She taught me everything I know about risos and how to fix them. And now I have my own riso, my own studio. So I've learned a lot just in the processes, and then also just like I've learned a lot with like planning events and going and bringing like printmaking to the community, like trying to like start opportunities that people can come in and learn print, because that's been a really rewarding part of my job, is like teaching people print and like giving, like I said, like the learning process I've had here, like giving that to other people too. Yeah. Like I said, the studio is so important to me in my processes. I need it to create a lot of the things I create. So when COVID hit, Zygote locked down, so I didn't have a studio for about a year. Before it started up again. So I was just at home, like really trying to create something. I was doing a lot of collaging, a lot of like free flow, like drawing and things like that. But it really kind of bogged me down. I feel like the work I was creating was so outside of anything that I really ever created. Like I made this series of, I have all these like old prints that were test prints or something like that I didn't want to sell, didn't really want to keep, didn't want to throw out, but like had them. So I cut them all up and like beeswax built up like thick squares of like old prints. So that was something I like kind of tried to keep my printmaking medium in it, but like find ways of like working around it. And same with collaging. I was collaging with like old prints and things like that. So I think honestly like COVID got me into like using what I have, and I still do that now. Like when I paint with screen printing ink because it's what's in my studio. Like things like
There's no
that.
sense in going out and redoing. Yeah.
Yeah. So if anything, it did at least allow me to experiment with things that I wouldn't normally experiment with.
Adapting, yeah.
Yeah,
like
adapting.
resourceful.
For sure.
I got you.
Run you through like the whole screen system, operations, whatever. So they're coated in like a silk screen that I'm sure you're familiar with. You hear the term silk screen all the time. You know it, I know. And there's different screens, so there's different meshes. So like the space between the mesh is different. So like if you have a 100 mesh screen, you have larger holes. If you have a 300 mesh screen, tighter holes. Same as like sheets. Like if you were gonna buy a 100 count sheet or something like that.
Right.
And so like the lower screen mesh is usually done for like more graphic images, t-shirts, things like that. Higher mesh is done for more like photographic CMYK stuff. Aluminum frames are larger, not larger, they're more expensive usually. They last longer. So you can get screens remeshed, but once the frame is gone, you kind of have to get a new screen. And remeshing screens is like $20. So it's way better than dropping like, especially for these larger screens, like dropping a big chunk of change on them. So the aluminum ones do last a lot longer. The wood ones will bow after a while. You have to duct tape them in like waterproof duct tape to keep them to last. But yeah, let's see. It's hard to make goals for just a year. When I feel like a lot of my plans are like so long, but at the same time, year goes by so fast, you do so much in it. So I think the main thing is to just like really keep focusing on my craft and what I'm doing and developing my skills and really like there's a lot of really cool things going on in Cleveland, things you're a part of that I want to be a part of. So like just connecting in those groups that like and finding those groups that like perpetuate that like supportive, positive, like creative space, workspace. So just really getting into those spaces, staying involved in that while also really honing in my craft continuously and just trying to build up more of a portfolio and get it out to more people.
Right on.